This is the second part of the BGP lab. Let's go to action item number 3, that is about multi-protocol BGP. Configure router 3 as a BGP neighbor. Notice that no address family IPv4 gets created. Use the command BGP default IPv4 unicast and see what happens. So let's go and see that currently we don't have any address family. No address family here. So what happens if I add a neighbor? Router BGP neighbor remote as. So there's still no address family. So let's issue that command. BGP default IPv4 unicast. So BGP default IPv4 unicast, and let's create another neighbor. Router 1. Notice how an address family gets created, and all the commands that belong to that address family are located up there. So we have our neighbors configured here, and then under address family IPv4, we get create these lines get created, the activate command. So let's go to action item number 4. Let's issue this command, show IPv4, show IP BGP neighbors, include BGP state, to see what is the state of our neighbors. So let's see. Show IPv, show IPGP BGP neighbors, include BGP state. So it is currently idle. We can also do a show IP BGP summary, but this command is quite slow at showing the real state. So we can use show IP BGP summary, or this one, and let's create the neighbors here. Router BGP BGP router ID. So I'm going to configure the peering on the other side. And I'm going to commit a mistake purposefully here. And let's go here. Router BGP BGP router ID neighbor. This I'm going to configure it correctly. So let's issue. So it happens quite fast. We could see it up and confirm, and then establish. So the other will not come up because there is an error in the. You can also see here in the log, these messages usually belong when there is an error in the autonomous system number. So let's fix it. it's established now. Okay, we can also use show IP BGP summary. So that's it. Let's go to action item number 5. Inject routes of router 1 and router 3. Use the command show IP BGP neighbors to see how many prefixes you are receiving at these routers. So let's try to see the RIBs, the outgoing RIBs and the incoming RIBs. So let's inject some routes. I'm going to use the redistribute connected here to do it fast. Redistribute connected. So I will be all of these are being injected automatically. So these that have 0.0.0.0 and are the routes that I just injected. So let's issue show IPVGP summary to know how many prefixes I am receiving from the neighbors. So from router 1, I am receiving 34 prefixes. And from router 3, I am receiving 64 prefixes. So let's issue this command here. So from router 1, from router 2, I am receiving this amount of prefixes, a lot more. This is actually the amount of prefixes that router 2 is injected in the RIB plus the prefixes that come from router 3. So this is the way you can know the prefixes. Another way should be using show BGP neighbors. You can also see that amount there. Okay, so how do you see the outgoing RIB? You can issue the command show IPVGP neighbor, maybe the neighbor, the IP that belongs to router 2, then advertised routes. So using these advertised routes, this command can let you see the outgoing RIB of BGP. So this is the outgoing RIB. What prefixes you are sending to router 2. So let's issue this command here. Router 2 has 2 neighbors, router 1 and router 3. So show IPVGP neighbor, router 1, advertised routes. So these are the routes that are being sent to router 1. And these are the routes that are being sent to router 3. So there is a command that will let you see which one are the received routes. So these are the received routes, but notice that the incoming RIB needs another configuration on the peering. So let's try to do that. For the neighbor 3, let's soft the configuration inbound, and for the neighbor number 1, let's configure soft reconfiguration inbound. I'm going to reset the sessions, clear IPVGP. I'm going to do a hard reset in order to tear the TCP session down and bring it up. Okay, so let's see if I have the received route, so that way I can enable or make the RIB not to delete the incoming routes. So I cannot I cannot tell which one are the received routes and the advertised routes. These are three different RIBs. I have the local RIB. This is the local RIB. Then I have an outgoing RIB, and I have an incoming RIB, each one from a different peer. So that is how you can see the routes that you advertise and that you receive from your neighbors. That's it.